This is Renee. Renee loves to read. Every day you can find her and her best buddy Shannon in the library getting lost in the pages of a good book. Day in and day out, they read story after story of daring sword fights and faraway places. Today, however, will be a little bit different as their adventures take them beyond the beaten path. Follow along to see where they will wind up today. What? Nice hat!
Oh my gosh, I like your life vest.
Oh, I wonder what we're gonna do today.
Maybe something on the water?
Yeah.
Hey, friends.
Hey, Allie!
I'm just taking some wildlife photos today.
So cool.
Hey, do you want to come in and see some of the local wildlife we have here at the lakes?
Sure!
All right, let's go.
So yeah, these are some of the animals that live out here by Twin Lakes, and these are pretty common animals to see here in the Pacific Northwest. And what we have here is actually pelts, and these were from a friend of mine named Matt that does taxidermy. And these are some extra ones that he has that he lets us use for education. And behind us, I have some skulls, and we'll take a look at those too. Does that sound fun?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start with this guy. This is a beaver pelt.
You can touch it?
You can touch it. It's very, very, very soft.
Oh,
Isn't that
it is
yeah.
soft.
And you'll see there's actually 2 layers of hair here, and you can't even hardly see the skin underneath because it's so thick. And he needs this hair to stay warm.
Do they stay dry that way too?
Yeah, they stay pretty dry. They also have some oils that help them with that. And then this is the coolest thing. This is the tail of the beaver, and this is almost, yeah, it's like dragon skin, right? It looks really cool. It's got a texture like a crocodile or a lizard. And it uses this as a tool for making dams and lodges and things like that. And the beaver actually is who helped create Twin Lakes. Yeah, so there's a beaver dam at the end of Twin Lakes, and if you get a boat here, you can go out and actually take a look at it, which is really fun. A friend of the beavers would be this guy. This is a river otter, and these are also found out here at Twin Lakes, and they're also very, very soft. And they have that nice thick fur. This kind of fur is actually what got these animals into a little bit of trouble because they were hunted almost to the point where there weren't any left, but we're seeing them come back now, and that's awesome. There's a lot of projects happening to help restore the habitat for these animals and help them to repopulate these areas.
Very neat.
Yeah, one you might see in town is our friend here. This is the raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can feel that one. It's not as soft as the other two, but it's still really fuzzy. Mm-hmm. These guys are very smart and a little bit of a troublemaker sometimes, right? Yeah.
Especially if you leave your garbage out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They are opportunistic feeders. Oh yeah,
Little striped tail.
Yeah, which means that they'll kind of eat anything they can get their little hands on. So. And they actually wash their food, which is super cute. So you'll see them actually pick up food with their little paws and clean it off. This one, feel this one. It's got spots.
Whoa.
What do you think this guy is?
Looks like a cat of some fashion.
Yeah, so this is a bobcat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. I was right.
You were right, yeah. So very, very soft, kind of, yeah, feels like a cat. But
Yeah.
And these are found up here, and this last one, what does that one feel like? It's a lot
Like
more
a fox.
close.
Feels like a dog. Is it like a wolf?
Close. Think smaller.
Coyote.
Coyote, that's right. So this is a coyote. And it has a lot more coarse hair, a little bit longer. But yeah, so that's some examples of what lives in the woods out here alongside the lakes. And another cool thing we can look at is he was kind enough to share some skulls with us too, and you can learn a lot about an animal from its skull. So this one has very sharp teeth. So do you think this one would be predator or prey?
Predator.
Predator, right? So this is a hunter. And you can tell it's got those nice sharp teeth for catching food, and it also has its eyes in the front so that it can hunt.
Like binocular vision, right?
Yes, exactly. This is another cool thing. So this ridge right here, look at that ridge on the back of the skull.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool? That's called the sagittal crest. And what that is that's the piece of the skull that all of the tendons for the jaw attach to. So do you have one? No. I kind of hope not. Yeah. We don't have these like these guys do. So our bite is not very strong. If we were to bite to catch our food, we'd be in a little bit of trouble, right? But we have these, which is pretty cool. But this guy has to catch his food with his teeth. And so the bite is very, very strong, and that's why that ridge is so high. So if we looked at another skull, does this one have the crest?
No.
Not really. So its bite is going to be a lot softer, so it won't bite as hard. What about those teeth?
They're flatter.
They're flatter. They're more for grinding food. So this is a prey animal. And the other thing is its eyes are kind of out to the side, right? So it's not looking forward. It's kind of keeping an eye around its surroundings.
So it doesn't get caught.
Yeah, he doesn't want to meet this guy in the woods. So this is actually a mule deer, which we don't necessarily have mule deer up here, but we do have black-tailed deer, and they're very similar. But look at those antlers. Aren't those beautiful? And sometimes you can find these in the woods because they actually fall off. And so they'll naturally shed these antlers, and they're really fun to find out in the woods.
Summer told us the other day that the deer use the deer fern.
That's right. When that does fall off, to soothe the little nubs that are left.
Yeah, they use medicine in the forest. It's pretty cool. You'll also see trees that have scrape marks, and that's from the deer rubbing the antlers on the trees. Let's see. Oh, this guy's cool. Look at those teeth.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, look
Looks
at
like
those.
hamster teeth.
It does look like hamster teeth, kind of made for the same kind of thing. So this guy's going to be a chewer, right? And this is actually a beaver skull. And so it needs those to cut down those trees and to feed and do all the things that a beaver likes to do.
I heard that those teeth never stop growing. Is that right?
That's absolutely very good.
I read that somewhere.
That's right. So these, kind of the yellow on the outside is even a little bit harder than the white on the inside. So as they grow, they get worn down constantly, and that keeps that nice sharp edge, like an axe, so that it can cut down the trees. And then in the back, you have all the little grinding teeth for chewing up all that plant matter. So it has really strong front teeth, but they definitely look different than this guy's front teeth, right? So not a predator like the coyote. All right, well, how about we go take a look and see what we can find out there?
I think that would be so much fun.
Oh, one more thing. Very, very important animal out here. This is an example of salmon development.
Wow, that's really cool.
So we're gonna see fish out there, and mostly what we're gonna see in the lake right now is trout. But salmon do breed in Jim Creek. So we have spawning salmon in Jim Creek here, which is just really cool. So when you're playing in the creek, you want to be very, very careful because sometimes you can squish their little eggs. So the eggs are going to look like this in the water, and they're buried kind of in those rocks. So when we move rocks and we stomp through the creek, sometimes we can disturb those nests. And we want to be very careful that we don't do that. So the only part of the river that we allow people to walk in, we know that there's no nest there, and so that's why. Some of the time you have signs saying, please don't go in the rivers. All right, now that we know a little bit more about the wildlife out here, how about we go find some?
Sounds great.
Fun.
Yeah, this is my favorite part. Let's go.
So some of the common things that we see out here are beavers and otters. I've actually seen bears out here along the shoreline.
Wow.
Yeah, we have trout in this lake, so this lake is actually stocked so that people can fish here. And I'm sure the otters absolutely love that. What else is up here? We have a lot of bird life, which you can hear. What do you see? Oh yeah, there's the red-winged blackbird standing on that stick. Other things we see out here commonly, we do have coyotes. And we get a lot of things like Canadian geese that come here and visit seasonally. You see the blackbird over there? All right, I hope you guys had fun. Hey, look, it's Bagley, the Washington State Parks mascot. Hi, Bagley.
Hey! Thank
Thank you so much, Allie, for showing us all of Twin Lakes.
That was my pleasure. Thanks for coming out and visiting us today.
We learned so much about what we can see on the water.
Good. Hope you come back again soon.
Definitely.